Hi everyone, and welcome to episode 4, the final session in our webinar series. Thank you so much for joining us throughout the series. We hope you found the sessions helpful and gained practical insights into NBS and the support we can offer brokers. The final webinar today will last around 20 minutes, allowing time for questions. So if you have any questions as we go along, just pop them into the chat and we'll come to them at the end. So as with each episode, today's session is designed to be clear, concise, and focusing on information that you can use in your everyday broking.
Over the course of the 4 sessions, we've covered the foundations of our different divisions, including what we do, what we don't do, and where our core appetite sits. Today, we'll be focusing on PI, looking at our core appetite, the main trades we write, and the professional risks we're here to support. We'll also cover some of our common declines and typical errors. I'm Jess Inman. I'm the Business Development Manager for the North.
I'm Nadine, the Business Development Executive, supporting Jess in the North.
And I'm Teresa, and I'm Head of PI.
So these are our 4 divisions within NBS. Each is supported by specialist underwriters, allowing us to provide tailored expertise and support across a wide range of risks.
So our SME package is underwritten in our head office in Bingley, covering small to medium size leisure and hospitality risks. It's a fast-paced division with around 30% of the risks auto quoted. The remaining will refer into the team and will provide a quote within 1 to 2 hours of submission.
We've also got our commercial package, which is underwritten from our head office in Bingley as well, and focuses on larger, more complex risks. These cases are typically handled by our more senior underwriters.
Our property and household division is a specialist team based in Bexhill-on-Sea.
And finally, we have our PI product, which is underwritten by another specialist team based in our Hitchin office. I'll hand you over to Teresa now, our PI expert, who will walk you through our full PI offering.
Thank you. So for professional indemnity, our appetite is deliberately broad. We support everything from very small part-time sole traders right through to large multi-director, multidisciplined firms that need more comprehensive cover. We're open to a wide range of professions, with the exception of IFAs, solicitors, MGAs, and financial institutions. In terms of structure, we can participate on either a primary basis with limits up to 5 million in most circumstances, or provide excess layer coverage, or do both, depending on the client's needs. Our professional indemnity product is designed for clients operating in professional services. It protects against the risks that come with providing advice, design, and professional expertise. We write both traditional professions along with contractors and emerging miscellaneous trades. We provide A-rated security with our primary capacity provided by either Hadron or Accelerant and supported by excess layer capacity through AmTrust. All of our claims are handled by Catons, who are specialists in professional indemnity. Each of our policyholders also have access to a free legal advice helpline via Catons, who also give access to a free collateral warranty and appointment review service. We try to make submission easy. So brokers can either key cases directly through our online portal or submit manual presentations using proposal forms or your own broker presentations. Our AI technology will then capture that submitted data and feed this directly into our underwriting system, ready for our experienced underwriters to review. But regardless of how your risk is submitted, you'll still have access to all the information, documentation, and be able to incept cover yourself online through our portal. So moving on to the specific professions we write, starting with accountants. Professional indemnity insurance is generally a mandatory requirement for most accountancy firms. Our accountants product provides broad civil liability cover to protect accountants against claims resulting from providing advice, consultancy, tax calculations, audits, or general preparation of accounts. Our policy wording provides ICA compliant cover, and both Hadron and Accelerant are participating insurers. We can also provide a fidelity extension that's required by ACCA members. Our target business for accountants is highly qualified and experienced firms with fee income up to 10 million. We also have a micro scheme for small businesses with our minimum premium starting from £125 plus IPT for a 100,000 limit. We do avoid risks involved with aggressive tax mitigation schemes, investment advice, auditing of insurance companies or Lloyd's syndicates, or firms involved with large corporate finance or mergers and acquisitions transactions over 25 million. Professional indemnity is critical for architectural firms because the exposure sits right at the heart of what they deliver: advice, design, and specifications that others rely on. With recent building regulation changes and much greater scrutiny and accountability across this sector, even well-run practices face a higher risk that decisions are challenged, sometimes years after a project completes. In practice, claims often stem from design errors or omissions in plans, or from the way compliance and regulatory advice is interpreted and documented. Our wording is designed to respond to those real-world pressures, giving civil liability cover and support where early action can mitigate loss. Also, defence costs in addition to the limit of indemnity if matters escalate. Our Architects PI product is suitable across the full spectrum of practices, whether clients are ARB, RIBA members, architectural technologists, or other related professionals working in interior design, town planning, planning applications, project management, or coordination. Our target business is well-qualified, experienced firms with fees up to 10 million, and those working on contracts with values up to 100 million. We can also provide fire safety cover up to the aggregate limit of indemnity for rectification costs. We also offer a micro scheme for small accountants practices with premiums starting at £250 plus IPT for a £250,000 limit. Our Chartered Surveyors PI wording is built for RICS regulated firms. We provide RICS compliant cover with RICS listed insurers. This is costs in addition, providing civil liability cover, cover for Ombudsman awards up to 250,000, and RICS compliant fire safety cover. Chartered surveyors operate across a broad spectrum of services and specialisms, often spanning valuation, surveying, planning, and agency work. And that breadth can create varied and sometimes high severity PI exposures. Our product is ideal for auctioneers, building surveyors, estate agents, land surveyors, loss adjusters, quantity surveyors, and town planners. Equally, property surveyors and valuers. We can quote for risks with up to 15% residential valuations for lending and 10% commercial valuations for lending as our general appetite. And we're happy to look at lending valuations up to 10 million. That limit for lending valuations does only apply to lending valuations, not non-lending valuations. We also have a micro scheme for surveyors not involved with lending valuation, with premiums starting from £350 plus IPT for a £250,000 limit. For non-RICS estate agents and property managers, these are better suited to our miscellaneous wording. And any non-RICS construction professionals can be written on our architects or engineers wording. Under our design and construct policy wording, we cover a large selection of trades, from mechanical and electrical contractors to full design and build firms with turnover up to 100 million. Our D&C product provides broad coverage across the full life cycle of projects, so design, build and project delivery. Our civil liability policy wording offers cover with options for any one claim or in the aggregate. Our target business is general building contractors, mechanical and electrical contractors, and interior fit-out firms. We're also happy to consider civil and structural engineering contractors, roofing firms, scaffolders, and other specialist contractors. We're happy to consider firms with turnover up to 100 million. We can also consider fire safety cover up to the aggregate limit of indemnity for rectification costs. Areas outside of our appetite are heavy soil remediation firms or firms specialising in structural work on high-rise buildings. Our engineers policy covers a cross-section of engineering services, from electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, to full civil and structural engineers. Our target business is highly qualified experienced firms with fees up to 10 million, working on contracts up to 100 million in value. Again, we can consider fire safety cover up to the aggregate limit of indemnity. And we also have a micro scheme for small engineers with premiums starting from £250 plus IPT for a £250,000 limit. We also write PI for both insurance brokers and mortgage brokers, with wordings tailored for each. As insurance brokers yourselves, you'll already know PI isn't just a nice-to-have cover. It's the backstop when advice, placement, or documentation gets challenged. For mortgage brokers, claims largely result from unsuitable mortgage recommendations and failure to assess clients' need or affordability. For insurance brokers, we will consider income up to 10 million, and for mortgage brokers, we will consider businesses with income up to 5 million. And we're only looking to write directly authorised firms. We'll write a primary limit of 2 million for each, or excess layers for insurance brokers up to 5 million. We also write PI for IT consultants for firms with annual income up to 10 million. Exposures often arise from system design, implementation and technical advice. Key risks relate to professional negligence, including software failures, implementation errors, incorrect or unsuitable advice, and these issues can lead to operational disruption and financial loss for clients, resulting in potential claims. We are happy with general IT consultancy risks, software design, hardware installations, and website designs. We do avoid any safety-critical software design, chat or dating sites, gambling or gaming, medical software, social media services, or cybersecurity. And our PI policy is just a standalone PI policy wording. Our miscellaneous category is designed to be flexible and to cover any other trades that don't fit neatly into the standard traditional professions. We still offer a broad civil liability wording, which can be tailored for the specific risk. Examples include home tutors, dance instructors, graphic designers, management consultants, health and safety consultants, and many other emerging professional services. If you're inputting the risk online yourself, please try to select one of the standard professions listed. But if your risk does not fit neatly into one of the given trades, please use the miscellaneous other category. If you're using this, please make sure you include a full business description outlining the services provided and the types of client. This will enable underwriters to assess the risk fully. This other category allows us to write a much wider range of professional risks. If we're not writing the primary layer, we can still participate on an excess layer basis. Or we can offer a total of 10 million, starting with the primary by combining a primary from either Hadron or Accelerant with 5 million excess layer from Trust. We have a slightly broader appetite for excess layers and can consider firms with fees up to 50 million and contract values up to 150 million. Now, just to cover a few common errors we find when brokers are inputting directly onto our system. So engineering contractors that are undertaking the construction or installation, or who have responsibility for the construction or installation, should be input on our system under design and construct and not under engineers. Sometimes the D&C turnover is input into our system instead of a percentage breakdown. The question where we're separating out the breakdown of design liability, we're looking for a percentage response there rather than the actual turnover figure. Often risks are input into our system and the percentage splits don't total 100%, and that just leads us to sort of come back to you and ask for the missing information. Occasionally, the largest fee is declared instead of the total contract value. So where we ask that question, we are looking for the total contract value rather than just the fee that the architect or engineer or accountant charge for their services. Similarly with accountants, where we ask for the value of the largest mergers and acquisitions transaction or the largest corporate finance transaction, we're looking for the actual transaction value, not just the fee the accountant charged for their services. Also, under accountants, often activities are input under audit and accountancy for quoted firms when no work is actually undertaken for listed firms or PLCs. Often this is input because it's the first category on the screen, whereas just below it there is the option for audit and accountancy for unquoted firms and then audit and accountancy for small firms and sole traders. There's also a couple of areas that will be a decline from us, unfortunately. So SRA or SILEX regulated firms or firms offering reserved legal activities are out of appetite for us. Also, firms offering structural designs on London basements is also out of appetite for us. And also any firms offering financial or investment advice. So just to run over the key highlights of our PI products. We offer comprehensive civil liability policy wordings. We can offer primary limits of 5 million plus 5 million for an excess layer. All our clients have access to specialist legal support via Caton's Law, and they also have access to a free collateral warranty and appointment review service and a legal helpline. We offer RICS and ICA compliant wordings, and you can either input submissions directly onto our portal or email manual submissions to pi@nbsunderwriting.co.uk, and they'll be transformed into portal-ready submissions.
Thanks, Teresa. So why NBS? We offer a quick turnaround on quotations with flexibility to prioritise urgent cases when required. We have a broad range of products. We're offering more than 40 products currently. and we have a responsive service, so giving you direct access to our underwriters via live chat, the portal or telephone.
We deliver a consistent and reliable service, giving you confidence that you'll receive the same high standard of care and responsiveness every time. Each broker has a dedicated business development contact for personal support. And our underwriters are experts in their own divisions, providing accurate quotes and clear practical advice.
So here you can see a full product offering available to you. You may notice that there's a new product, which is our golf product. That just launched yesterday. So if you'd like some more information on that, please head to the website or contact one of us afterwards, and we'll be happy to have a chat with you.
And that brings us to the end of the session. So thank you so much for your time again today.
If anybody has any questions, we're happy to take them now, or feel free to follow up after the session. Do you think there is some?
I think there are a couple of questions in the chat. So one of them was, would chartered surveyors extend to include marine surveyors? Unfortunately, marine surveyors are out of appetite for us. It would be more sort of traditional chartered surveyors. Another question also relating to marine, can your D&C wording cover marine and rail industries? Again, marine and rail are out of appetite for us. We're fine with railway stations, but if it is actually associated with the tracks or rail safety, like rail signalling and that kind of thing, that would be out of appetite for us. And another question, can you provide cover for clients who have had previous claims? Yeah, we're absolutely happy to consider previous claims. Obviously, this will be taken into consideration with the rating. It's very helpful if you can provide a full claims experience from the previous insurer where that's possible, and also really helpful to know if the insured has implemented any remedial action or sort of updated their risk management procedures following any claims. And another question there, steel fabrication and installation. Yes, we can certainly consider that. Design and installation of structural steelworks or sort of secondary steelworks, we can consider those.
Lovely. I think that's all the questions that we have. Thank you so much for your time today, everyone. That's great.
If anyone does have anything else, feel free to drop myself, Jess, or Teresa an email. We've got our contact details on the invite. So yeah, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.